Inside Out 2 Fever is still sweeping the SLUURP YouTube channel. The sequel is continuing to smash records at the box office and has already become the biggest movie of 2024, and honestly it couldn't have happened to a nicer movie. And yeah, I see your comments. Will you stop your moaning? Yes, we are already discussing Inside Out 3, because that's what this channel is all about. So with that said, what is today's video all about? Well, for you I've got 3 cheeky pitches and plot ideas for the third movie in the Inside Out saga. These aren't fully in-depth plot by plot scripts, but rather general outlines for where you could take the story next. I can't wait to hear your reaction to the first place pitch. But until then, if you'd like to see any of these explored in more detail, be sure to tell me in the comment section down below. I'm Connor for SLUURP, and these are 3 pitches for Inside Out 3. Number 3. A Dyad in the Force. I've touched on this in our 5 emotions that will appear in Inside Out 3 video, but I wanted to elaborate on it here. For the third movie I would focus on a dyad, 2 new emotions that are inextricably linked. Here's how I envision it all playing out. A few years have passed and Joy and the gang are navigating Riley's teenage years. Suddenly they get an announcement that 2 new emotions are coming to headquarters. They prepare, but the next morning only one arrives. Depression. Now just a quick aside, I've seen the criticism, yes, Inside Out 1 does tackle themes of depression, but I always saw it more of significant emotional turmoil, not the full-blown diagnosed condition of depression that would be appearing in this version of Inside Out 3. Back to the story. Upon arriving, depression reveals itself as the franchise's first true villain, stripping the literal emotion from many of our familiar characters, leaving them numb and without feeling. Joy and a few others escape and believe they must search Riley's mind for the lost part of the dyad, Hope. When they find Hope, she has been weakened by depression, which is why she didn't show up at headquarters. The other emotions try to rally her, but Hope explains that depression isn't something they can solve on their own. Riley needs external help. Yes, the message is heavy and it might be laying it on a little bit thick, but with the current mental health crisis affecting young people, would a movie encouraging them to speak about their feelings and seek help be a bad thing? Especially if it was Pixar crafting it. Number 2. Major changes in Riley's life. Early in Inside Out 3, Riley's parents sit her down and explain that her granddad is very ill and needs care. We're moving back home, they explain, but for Riley, is that home anymore? She'll be leaving her school, her hockey team, her new friends. She doesn't want to leave, but her granddad. She feels all sorts of new and complicated emotions, shame and guilt amongst them. Sadness, knowing Riley's mind well, anticipates grief joining headquarters, but she didn't expect grief to show up this quickly. You see, Riley is already grieving, losing her new life, saying goodbye to her friends and wondering if things in Minnesota can ever be the same. At an older age now, she begins to act out, skipping classes and hanging out with the wrong crowd. Feeling a bit defiant, new emotion unlocked. Joy, though not physically affected by grief, is mentally doubting herself and eventually leaves headquarters. In the morning, Disgust wakes up and notices that Joy is missing but can't get the others to listen. Disgust teams up with less affected emotions like ennui and envy to find Joy, providing fun escapades outside of headquarters. Meanwhile, anger, fear, sadness, anxiety, shame, guilt, embarrassment and grief fight for the control of Riley. Throughout everything that's going on in Riley's mind, her bond with her granddad remains central to this story. No matter how she's acting or her behaviour, he sees the best in her. Riley, life is full of changes and goodbyes, but every ending is a new beginning. Remember, it's okay to feel sad and lost sometimes, but never forget that you're stronger than you know. And even when I'm not here, my love for you will always be. You carry it with you, wherever you go. Their bond will make his passing even more heartbreaking, and we will therefore connect and feel Riley's grief. When Disgust and the rescue squad find Joy, they share a touching moment. Joy says she's always tried to be a good leader, but there's nothing left for her to give to Riley. Of course, this isn't the case, we know that as an audience, but we cross-cut over to a loud moment with the emotions fighting at headquarters. A glowing core memory starts to play by itself. And even when I'm not here, my love for you will always be. Joy, with tears in her eyes, smiles. As the emotions look at the core memory and calm down, grief takes control and brings Riley peace. Grief leads Riley to be able to stand at her granddad's funeral and honour him. In a post-credit scene, Riley's room is filled with college brochures. Her mum enters the room and asks if she's finished her application for San Francisco. Riley smiles and says, "San Francisco isn't going anywhere. I think I'll try somewhere new." Joy smiles. That's my girl. Not only does this set up Riley's college adventures for Inside Out 4, but it also rounds up the central story and moral of the entire prequel, facing new chapters and embracing change. Okay, before we get back to the video, we have to give a big shout out to our favourite partner here at the SLUURP YouTube channel, FlexiSpot. For over a year, they've not only equipped our office with their top-notch E7 Premium Series standing desks, but also ensured that our growing team enjoyed the best desks on the market. Plus, they provided the most comfortable office chairs I've ever used, the Flexi BS8 ergonomic office chair. We are thrilled to continuously highlight FlexiSpot's leading kinetic furniture. So let's do exactly that and shine the spotlight on the FlexiSpot Standing Desk E7 Pro. I've got to say, standing desks have completely changed how I feel when working. With fully customizable and adjustable height settings, I find myself often choosing to stand to work. I'm often sitting so comfortably in my Flexi office chair that sometimes I need to get up and shake off those cobwebs to stay mentally switched on. I don't know, I just feel so much more productive, and not to even mention the physical health benefits that standing desks offer in combating prolonged sitting. Does anything scream approaching your 30s more than worrying about this? I'm also someone who likes to test the limits of my desk. Merch, tech, plants, various knickknacks all find their way onto my desk, and I've had desks in the past that buckle under the pressure. Not this powerhouse. I've never worried that the FlexiSpot Standing Desk E7 Pro couldn't handle the load with its massive 160 kg capacity. With a 4-way memory controller that lets you program your desk at a touch of a button, a built-in charger, and a child lock that keeps those curious nephews and pets at bay, I'm Team FlexiSpot and will rave about them forever. What are you waiting for? Check out FlexiSpot at the link in the description and work like new. Thanks again to FlexiSpot. Let's get back to the video. Number 1. Riley is... Part of me hesitated to pitch this for the prequel because there's gonna be a whole bunch of whiny bitches who will hate it. I'm sure they're already down there in the comment section writing long diatribes right now. But f*** it. Riley should be revealed as gay in Inside Out 3. Why do I say that? Well, let's not pretend the second movie wasn't stuffed with queer coding. Some might argue Riley's relationship with Val was just about admiration, but if you squint a little, the subtext is clear. And then there was the deep, dark secret. Disney was really baiting the LGBTQ+ community with that end credit scene. I mean, for God's sake, Deep Dark Secret might as well been coming out of the closet. So yeah, a prequel exploring Riley coming to terms with her queer identity and coming out would be poignant. And don't get it mixed up, this wouldn't just be a story for one community, but a broader coming-of-age tale, making it accessible no matter how you identify. How did joy, sadness, anxiety, fear react? Did they always know? Or was it a realization? What does coming out even look like inside your head? I don't know, but as an audience member, I'd be interested in going on this journey with the characters and discovering a perspective different from my own. But now, of course, the gone woke, gone broke mob would be out in full swing, and initially I thought I couldn't handle the brain rot discourse from the neckbeards that would follow. You know that review bombing would be fire, bro! But is that a reason not to do it? Of course not. Look, if you're pressed about this, let's put it into perspective. This is the lineup of all the straight Disney characters. This is their lineup of gay characters. Ultimately though, we all know Disney hasn't got the cojones to do this, but enough talk about cojones because that's our list. Which pitch did you like the most? Would you like us to do a full story treatment for any of these? Do you have your own idea for the third movie? Oh, and also to the sheep, how much did you hate that final pitch? Leave any and all thoughts in the comment section down below, and if you're new here, smash that subscribe button because apparently just pressing it doesn't work. Don't forget to check out our sponsor FlexiSpot and spend some time on the channel checking out all of our coverage of Inside Out 2, including this video ranking all the emotions in Inside Out 2 from worst to best. Here's a clip. I really did almost consider putting Nostalgia at number 1 on this list. I just thought she was perfect. I mean, her being a little old lady, the rose-coloured glasses, oh my god, chef's kiss Pixar. I had no idea that this was a character that had already been revealed in the marketing campaign and teaser trailers.